What do you do when you get approached by a brand that represents things that are against your own principles? I will not do it. I'm that one, eh? I will not do it. Like, even now, recently, there was a phone brand that wanted to work with me. And I kind of considered it. I went to the meeting. I wish I went physically. I went to the meeting. They were showing me the features of the phone. Everything was nah. And then after the meeting, I called my agent and I was like, I love the agency I'm working with because they're really sweet. But I was like, but I don't think the brand is a good fit for me because I feel like low-key I'd just be lying. Come, it's a matter of time. But I don't work with anything that I don't believe in. Like, I've only made one mistake once, to be honest. I remember it was what was it? It was like oh, I even forgot. It was like some course thing where they're like help you apply, and I felt so bad because you felt out of depth. Not out of depth. I promoted because I genuinely thought it was real. Like they convinced me too. So now I promoted. They tell me they're gonna do this and this. When it comes to payment, oh, gone. Then I'm getting reviews from people saying this thing is a scam. I was like, oh my god, guys, I cannot believe I did this. Like, I'm super sorry and whatnot. But these things happen. Like, so just be careful, like who you work with, but work with brands that make sense for you because that's actually when, like, the universe will give you everything. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also to like the video. So listen, you guys, I did get this comment on the video that I did where I was talking about what Cyan was saying after we watched Maggie podcast and chill, and the influencers were crying and claiming that they did not know what was happening and they were approached you know the whole saga, because they're trying to convince us that they didn't know what the program was about and they never picked up any red flags while they were doing the videos and all of that. And Cyan is over there saying there is no way that people wouldn't pick up that red flags because she picked up the red flags and she highlighted the red flags for the agency. So after watching Cyan's video, I really felt like, you know what, these kids knew what they were doing. They just never thought that they were going to get caught. The money must have been good enough for them to think, I'm just going to do these few videos, and if it ever comes out, I'll say that I didn't know. And I'm sure they never knew that it was going to blow up as much as it blew up, okay? I had always wanted to give the influencers a chance and just the benefits of a doubt to say there are possibilities that they really didn't know. But the more that we get, the more information that we get about this program, it kind of feels like it will, I mean, it was right in your face that this is not something that should be advertised at all. Okay. Now, somebody had asked me to watch Munaka's interview with Lungelo KM on Engineer Your Life because she did recently do an interview. Now, as an influencer that is kind of involved in this situation, you are expecting that if somebody is going to do an interview about influencing, they are going to definitely talk about this situation. I'm still watching an interview, you guys, and I've gone to specific parts where somebody had highlighted for me that possibly they're talking about the Alabuga situation. And honestly, I'm not even sure that they're talking about the Alabuga situation because, yes, she is talking about the situation where, as an influencer, you have to make a decision on whether you work with the brand or not. And she says that she would never, ever, ever work with the brand that she does not believe in, okay? Which really makes it strange now because she's talking about how she drinks Coca-Cola, has worked with Coca-Cola. I think the other one was like what Garnier that she has used, and then she worked with that brand. And now it's strange how then you would end up in the situation with Alabuka, because why would you even be, if you only work with brands that you believe in and work with, and there's even a phone deal that she never took because she does not use the phone. Now I'm like, so her answers really don't make sense. Also, it just feels like, why would you not just specifically talk about the Alabuga situation? did Lungelo intentionally avoid the situation? Did they agree before the interview that they were going to avoid talking so much about the Alabuka situation, even though that is the situation that is trending right now? It's strange for me, you guys, unless they can say that that interview is an old interview, they recorded it long time ago before the Alabuka situation trended. And so, there was no reason to talk so much about that situation. But if the interview is recorded recently, it makes no sense for her not to talk in detail about that situation. I do think, you guys, that we have a situation where the younger generation thinks they know better and they have figured life out, and they do life better than we ever did life. And I think, you guys, for a lot of things, they are correct. There are things that they did better than us. I think in some instances, they are brave. But in some instances, you guys, I think that they really don't have life figured out. And I think that sometimes them talking about this situation, they're using that thing of thinking that they know better than us. Like, you cannot tell us about the red flags, honey, because we've been picking up the red flags since the red flags were created. Okay, we were created at the same time that the red flags were created. So sometimes when you listen to the young influencers talk, it's like, you understand, like, she's really trying to convince us that she wouldn't dare work with brands that she doesn't believe in. Even if the money was good, she wouldn't take it. Remember, even when she was talking there by Mark G podcast, and she said that she was offered the deal, and the rate that she was offered was not really the rate that she normally charges, which for me I interpreted as that the money was less than what she normally takes. Okay. And I was like, okay, Beyonce, you know, okay, Beyonce, like, for you to mention that at this stage, what is important is the fact that you got involved in the situation. And why did you get involved in the situation? And now, moving forward, what are you going to do about it? So, I mean, I really just feel like, you guys, that they think that we are going to believe what they say, because I honestly do think that the younger generation is thinking that we are not as intelligent as them. And when they are thinking that they are throwing a wool over our eyes that we really are not going to see, but they don't understand that we're wearing the glasses. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, you guys, I don't even know if the interview is worth me watching all of it. When I have time, I can just watch. But I feel like she doesn't really get to talk in detail about this situation, which is what people really want to hear about, which is strange for me, because this is a situation that is trending right now. It's an opportunity to talk about it in detail. So I don't know why they didn't do that, you guys, but I am still watching the interview, because maybe I have missed some of that in watching only the parts that they are talking about, what people said was relevant to the Alaboga situation. Guys, listen, I do think that there are possibilities that in the future our influencers will be involved in something very similar. And I was hoping that this was going to be a learning curve for them. But I'm realizing, you guys, that actually it might not be, because they don't take it as seriously as they should. I don't think that they understand. I think even the ones that are crying, they are crying because they lost followers, and they are crying because people look at them a certain way, but they are not crying because of the possibilities that they might have destroyed people's lives by advertising the program. They're crying for the wrong things, basically. So if they're crying for the wrong things, obviously they're not going to get the right lessons from this situation. And they're just going to continue with their lives. The followers, they're definitely going to get them back. Yes, they're crying now, but they're going to get them back. But the thing is, I don't feel like there's an opportunity for them to learn. I think for the rest of us, it's just to know that sometimes these influencers advertise things that they haven't researched. Sometimes, you guys, they advertise things that will get you involved in crime, in the crime. Okay, so they don't really use their intelligence when taking these deals. That's what we are learning. But for them, they are just learning that one one day you are going to lose your followers. I feel like that's the only lesson they're learning, that one day you might just lose all of your followers. You might just lose your account. But while you are losing the account, can you make different decisions in the future so that that doesn't happen? Why is it happening? I don't think that they are getting those reasons. I feel like they are also looking for somebody to blame, and they think they are perfect, and they think they did everything that they could have done to make sure that they are not involved in this situation. So it's a weird thing, you guys. I don't even know if we should continue listening to them anymore, because there is no accountability at all with this situation. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumigona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.